afternoon. Hope you all had nice tea. Let's start with our third session.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome you all back to the third session. Let's begin with the auspicious recitation of the verse, Edharma mantra. Om ye dharma hai tu prabhavam hai tum te sham datha gato yavatat Tesham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vade Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vade Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well is taught by the great seer. Okay, there's one question coming up. The question is about the emotions and managing the emotions. It's about, say, some people tend to be quite emotional. So how can we control that? Not being too emotional. Sometimes when one is too emotional, people take that as a sign of your weakness. And then we don't want to be seen as the emotional. And also you don't want to be too emotional. You want to maintain more composed under any situation. So how to manage that? This is one question. And the how to manage, how to make yourself less emotional while not compromising your good qualities. When you are emotional, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's not bad when you're emotional. It doesn't mean that you're bad. That the only thing is that it is manifested very quickly. So where you can be emotional, for example, when you see somebody crying, you will feel the pain and you empathize. That empathy is very precious. So any good qualities that you have, make sure that you identify that as good. And don't think that somebody, simply because somebody says that, okay, this says, but you are so weak, you are so emotional. No, what's wrong? The thing is that good qualities, emotional in ways to be able to feel the empathy, to empathize with somebody else, if somebody else's problem. So these qualities are so precious. Meanwhile, you want to don't compromise this quality, but the outcome of this in the form of becoming quickly or becoming emotional. So that part you want to change it. You can change it without compromising your good qualities, which trigger the behavior of being emotional. Okay, so this is one question, and the other one is about say with the relationships. So how to maintain a balance? Should we say bring in what is known as the detachment with the relationship? Is it something required? So these are two questions, and if you have your questions, please feel free to bring this up written or otherwise verbal as well, whichever you find it more comfortable. So first, let me quickly address that. being emotional. Let's say that you just feel crying. The moment you see somebody crying, you can instantly you can feel the pain of somebody else. So there, let's see that the who is more likely to see you when you are in your when you are a teenager versus when you're in your 40s or 50s. When do you think, as the same person, when do you think it can be emotionally more sensitive? When you're younger age, you're a teenager, or when you are age 40, 50? A teenager. Why? Because you have not seen the world. You have not seen the world and you have not encountered with many of the experiences. When you start to see the world, then you see the, okay, this is not what expected. So majority of us have been spending time with your parents since your childhood. So and some of us, we might have difficulty, you have difficult time with your parents. 1 out of 10,000 people. And if you belong to this category, particularly when you were below age 10 or age 12, and you had difficulty with the difficult time with your parents may not be nice and so forth. This is 1 out of 10,000. If you belong to this category, I would truly empathize with you, and I would say that there's always a way out to solve these problems, and you can in fact transcend these mental resentments. There is a way by which to do so. So this is what I would share with those people who go through, who went through a tough time when you were a little boy, little girl, below age 13 or age 12. I can empathize with you. For those of us who had the incredible good days with your parents, and then you think that the whole world is like this. The moment you get out, then you see the world is very different. How many had that experience? Raise hands. Yes. So one time, my sister's little daughter, she must be 10 years old, and I heard it from my sister that she took her daughter to meet, for her to meet with somebody, and then the daughter to accompany the mother. And in between the meeting, the mother had to leave somewhere for some urgent work, and the daughter was kept with that, the lady who the mother, my sister, went to meet. And that this little girl was literally shocked to see that the world is very different. The world is not the world that this little girl has been seeing in her house with the two loving parents. The world is very different. And when I heard this, it pained me. It pained me. Then I told my sister that if I express my pain, my sister will be more pained. So I said that, it is very good that these little boys and girls, they should know that the world is not the same as what she or he thinks when they're in their parents' house. So they should know that they should be exposed to the real world. Slowly, this is the first step. It's good. But inside me, I felt the pain to feel to feel that what the pain that this girl went through. Then later I was talking to this girl, my niece. I told her that the world outside is different from the world that you've seen in your the parents' house. It's very different. So don't think that the whole world is as beautiful as what you saw in your family, in your parents, with your parents. The world is very different. So you have to know how to be resilient, and that you can cope with the outside world. You have to learn these skills. So I just mentioned this to her. So in this way, what I'm saying is that why this child can be very sensitive, can easily feel the pain, because that she didn't see the bigger world before. If you know the bigger world before, then something happens, okay, this is a part of the world. So you will not feel so much as affected, so much as painful as what otherwise could happen. So, with this in mind, somebody who is emotional, easily becoming emotional, what I would suggest is recite these 4 lines of the Buddha's teachings, known as the 4 C's of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. Everything's nature, emptiness, selflessness. Transcendent sorrow is absolute peace. Recite this verse, learn the meaning of this verse, and particularly here, the all the Mumbaikars, Bombaikar or Mumbaikar in Nigi. Mumbaikars. So Mumbaikars, you are very fortunate to have Gisela here, Venerable Gisela, who is extremely kind and greatly knowledgeable. Even in the big monastic universities, which is like the reservoir of the scholars, you will not find, easy to find such a learned, scholar as Gisela. So therefore, you are very fortunate. In fact, when Petula, who this morning took part in the program with her mother, on the way she told me that it is so difficult to. It is the Mumbai is the people of the Mumbai. They're very fortunate to have such a scholar here, a great practitioner, someone who's very compassionate here in Mumbai. This was my dream since many years ago, way before Gisela, came to Mumbai. I just dreamt that there should be a residential teacher. Suddenly, Gisela came up. You are very fortunate. So what I'm suggesting is that take the maximum advantage of these things. Make sure that you make a request to Gisela. That okay, so the Geshe Dorji Damdul, when he came to the Menlhai Jamtse Center, he suggested these 4 lines. Please give us the teaching on these 4 lines. Make a request, and then the others, the volunteers, they will help to make the poster, announce it, and then as many people can benefit out of Gishira's presence here, your request made. So many people will be benefited. They'll be so helpful. So the 4 lines. This is known as the 4 C's of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. So managing the emotion, where you easily become emotional so quickly. So there, and if you keep contemplating on these lines, first recite these lines, contemplate on meanings. All composite things are impermanent. What is a composite phenomena? Should necessarily be impermanent in nature. For example, old time, look at the old fortresses, the ruins of the fortresses. These are the proof. Look at the pyramids, gigantic, huge pyramids. Today, like perhaps billions of dollars. What is that? What is that? What does it mean by this pyramid? It means that once upon a time there was a king, there was a pharaoh, and he was so powerful that ordinary people, there's no possibility for the ordinary people even to go close by. So this tells us how important how much he was treated with so much of respect, fear by the common people, and his wealth. This is the symbol of that. So now where are they? Where are these pharaohs? These are the proof that once upon a time, a very powerful pharaoh. So now the anthropologists, they play with their bones. Who was this? Whose bone is this? Whose mummy is this? They're playing. In those days, these anthropologists, they don't have a chance even to go close. Now they're playing with these, So these are the impermanence. These are the impermanence. Today, we see all these tariffs, what? 50% tariffs, these things. Then after, say, like 10 years, 20 years, Once upon a time, there was a man by the name Trump, or maybe Trump or Trump something, right? Many people they even remember his name. A young ones may say Trump, right? Why? Because they say Uttar Pradesh, UTTR, Uttar, CTRUM, Trump. So therefore, the point is that it will become a memory, a faint memory, and after all, they will disappear. So the point is that these are impermanence. So the Buddha taught that where there is coming together, it ends in separation. This is reality, impermanence. Where there is wealth, accumulation of wealth, exhaustion happens. Where there is birth, there is death. This is what Buddha taught. And this reality. It's not that, Buddha is making the life so miserable. No, this is not the point. The point is that this is reality. Reality, because of this reality, the next question is there a way out? The Buddha said, yes, there is a way out. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. Where our mind goes wrong, but the contamination of the ignorance, but the contamination of the selfishness, we will never be happy. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. Is there a way out? Or this is what it is, what the life is? Sometimes even the counselors, some counselors, not all, they would say that, okay, I have so much this problem, ill health, family issue. No, we have to live with this. Is a part of reality. You have to accept this, right? You have to accept this. In a way, why should I have to pay money to you? If there's no cure, then why should it come to you, right? This is not how it works. This is not how it works. So the point is that there is a way out. What is the way out? We have to think of short-term way out and long-term way out. Short-term way solution and the long-term solution. So long-term solution is, of course, the solution is to see dependent origination. And seeing the dependent origination at a certain level will help to serve as a short-term the solution. And to see the dependent origination on the subtlest level, you are able to have the long-term solution. So this is how it works. So that is the meaning of number 3, that everything's nature, emptiness, is selflessness. So if you're able to see that, what's the benefit? Then your sorrows will be transcended. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Then you will experience the absolute peace. And some people, they say that, oh, Buddhism very negative, very demoralizing. It also suffering, misery, all contaminated. Everything is suffering, everything is misery, everything is impermanent. This is too naive on the part of that person. Buddha did not say everything is impermanent. Buddha taught all composite things are impermanent. Not everything is impermanent. All composite things are impermanent. Only the composite things are impermanent. And Buddha did not say everything is suffering. What did the Buddha say? All contaminated, only the contaminated things are suffering nature. And if you don't want to suffer, remove the contamination. You'll be free from suffering. So, and what is meant by that? How to remove the contamination? Buddha said, remove the ignorance, cognitive ignorance, and the affective ignorance. Remove these two, and your suffering will come to an end. Your happiness will expand to infinity, which is the true nature of your mind, to experience the infinite happiness. So for this, this is what the Buddha indicated as transcending sorrow is absolute peace. So if you learn these 4 lines and contemplate in your real life, okay, so I lost my mom, I lost my dad, and my friend lost her, the dad. My friend lost his dad, mom. So but this is applicable to all composite phenomena. They're impermanent. And all contaminant things are of the misery of suffering. It's not only me. This is what happens to everybody. So when you expand it, to everybody, your information becomes very rich and very profound. And there's a way out. There's a way out. This is becoming emotional is if you when you expand your knowledge of the reality, then you will not easily become, you're not prone to becoming emotional. So it will save you from becoming emotional. That okay, you will acknowledge that yes, that's true, but this is not the end of the story. This is not the dead end. There is a solution. The solution is that short-term solution, long-term solution, both are there. So therefore, contemplate on this, and His Holiness the Dalai Lama oftentimes recite Bodhisattva Shantideva. I would highly suggest each one of us to get this book by the author Bodhisattva Shantideva. The title of the book is A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. This book is truly going to be a guide for each one of us. A guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life. You must read this book, study this book, keep this as your lifelong guide, keep it next to your study table, and read like 2 verses, 3 verses every day. And study this. And chapter 9 is going to be a little technical. It's about the wisdom to revolutionize our thinking from seeing things as so real, check real, to seeing everything like a dream, to truly liberate us from all our problems. So this is, if you do that, contemplate on these 4 lines, every now and then, recite it minimum like 7, 8 times a day, and contemplate on meanings, then your mind will, the expansiveness of your mind will happen. Your mind will continue to expand, and that you will be gradually be freed from being too emotional. Good. Okay. The next, very quick answer to the relationship. When is the detachment required? So what I would say is that finally that relationship is about the mother, parents and children relationship, or a husband-wife relationship, and so forth. Any kind of relationship where if the two are extremely close, there's a side effect. What is the side effect? When you separate, the pain is so acute. How many agree with me, raise hands? Pain is so acute at time of separation if you're too close. If you're not too close, the moment you wake up, your eyes open, irritation comes, seeing that in the face of the other person. Irritation comes. Again, is very painful. Raise hands. Both ways is very painful. Both ways is very painful. What should we do now? Okay, is there a way out? No, this is how you have to live with that. This is reality. No, there's a way out. What's the way out? This is a question. I'll give you 3 choices. You choose one. 1, so much love and so much pain. This is one option. Next, no pain, no gain. Right? No affection, no pain. Number 2. Third, so much affection, love, and no pain. Okay, which do you choose? Neha?
No love, no pain.
Okay. No love, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain, or so much love without pain. Third one. Okay. Shweta? Third one. Okay, how many go for third one? Raise hands. Okay, no pain, no gain is also interesting. Raise hands. No pain, no gain. Okay, so the best is the third one. The best. The first one is beautiful, but it's very acute painful. You've seen that. How many you went through this? Raise hands. Once in your lifetime. How many went through so much of love and affection? And the pain of separation is acutely agonizing. Raise hands. Okay. So that's also what we don't want. So that is known as the pain of the painful tears of samsara. Then the third one, no pain, no gain. Or something happened to our neighbor, the poor neighbor, and you're not affected. You just say, poor neighbor, he lost his mom, he lost his dad, pity on him. This is no pain, no gain. You don't feel the pain, you don't feel the affection. And the third one, so much of love and affection, and yet no pain. Okay, If there's a choice, which would you go for? Third one. Is it possible? This is the question. Is it possible? Never say that, oh, teacher, I'll go for the third. Oh, it's possible. What should be your question? How? You have to learn how to ask this question. How is it possible? You're getting it? So this is where you look at the television. There's so many religious television, channels are there. Oh, magic, all magic, do this, your problems are over. And then you expect this much money, pay this amount, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 20,000, like this, for this. And if it does a magic, you let this guru do the magic himself, so that he doesn't ask for money, right? So you do the magic yourself, and whatever money you want, you do the magic and get the money, and then they let 2, 3, 4 other the audience for the people. This is fraud. Extract the money and saying that I'll do some puja, this thing for you, and then you will become millionaire. First, you make yourself a millionaire yourself or billionaire yourself, and then do it for free for others. But this is not a fan. This is deception, and people are easily deceived. I don't know. People are also deceived. Okay, so the point is that the question is we need to learn how to ask the question: how is it possible? How does it work? How is it possible? Okay, for this, let me quickly share with you that we're talking about, say, whether or not detachment is required when you are with the relationship between parents and children, husband, wife, whatever relationship. So is the detachment required? So first of all, I created this 3 scenario, and you said that if there is a choice, we will all go for the number 3. We go for number 3, which is full of love and affection with 0 pain. The next question is it possible that such thing can happen? This question. If the answer is yes, then the next question is how? So you have to ask these questions. You're getting it? Okay. So for this, what I was saying is that the ignorance and the wisdom, where emotional states such as fear, anxiety, unhappiness, so forth, and emotional states such as affection, compassion, so forth, we see that in these 2 different states of the emotions. So one, the ground is ignorance. Other, the ground is wisdom. Where, say, the fear, anger, or anxiety, depression, so forth, the ground is ignorance. Affection, pure affection, not just the affection, transactional affection. There's also this what's known as transactional affection. Okay, if you give me love, I'll give you love. This is not affection. This is business, right? If you love me, I'll love you. If you don't love me, I'll not love you. I'll not love you. This is the business transaction. This is not love. So this oftentimes happens in the temples. Yeah, you offer 10 rupees and asking that my business should go well, which business involves crores of rupees. You can give 10, you're expecting God to give you crores of business. This is a transaction going. And likewise, sometimes affection also can be transactional. So that is not a genuine affection. I'm talking about the genuine affection. Genuine affection is grounded on wisdom. So now ignorance is removed to shatter the ignorance. The iceberg of all the emotional crisis melts. When the iceberg melts, say 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, let's say 30,000, 300,000 years ago, that is 300,000 years ago, there's a time the Homo sapien came to planet Earth. 300,000 years ago, 0.3 million years ago, Homo sapien came on planet Earth. Since that time, the Arctic Circle, icebergs were there. You agree? Icebergs were there. And just imagine that you are there 300,000 years ago, the Homo sapien first came to planet Earth. So some say it's more than 300,000 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the scientists, they differ in the position as to when the Homo sapiens came to planet Earth. So say that you are there at the time 300,000 years ago, and there you see the huge, massive, strong icebergs in the Arctic Circle. And you can build houses on this? Yes, no. You can build houses? Yes, of course. The foundation is so strong. You can build houses. Not only houses, you can stack buildings, stories after stories. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 stories you can build. You can construct stories of stories. And you never had a thought that 300,000 years later, which is today, there's going to be global warming. They never had this idea. You getting it? And then they saw that this iceberg is so strong, so it can easily support a 10-story building, 20-story building. Now, after 300,000 years, with the global warming, iceberg melts. All the stories of the building that you stacked will all crumble down. Likewise, the iceberg of ignorance, when that melts, when it melts, whatever is stacked on top of this, the fears, sadness, all these emotional crises stacked on this, built on this iceberg of the ignorance will all crumble down. Okay, so what makes the iceberg of ignorance to melt? The fire of the wisdom. The fire of wisdom will melt it. Why iceberg of ignorance melts, meaning the fire of the wisdom is ignited. With the fire of the wisdom, the joy and happiness increases. So there's full of joy and happiness, there's full of affection, love and affection increasing, yet the pain becomes zero. This is a mechanism, how it works. So next is, how can we remove this ignorance and how to inculcate this wisdom? So that is what we are doing from this text. And so whether or not detachment is required in a relationship, the most important thing is that the long term, remove the ignorance and encourage your wisdom, to build your wisdom, cultivate the wisdom. That is our job, ultimately, where your affection should not be compromised. You don't go for the detachment. But for an immediate temporary solution, sometimes you will go through surgery. How many agree with me? Sometimes, if the need be, you have to go through surgery. Also, if you have a tumor, cancer, whatever, you have to go through surgery. When a surgery is not really pleasant, but at times, it's better to go through surgery than not going through this. So likewise, once in a while, when the attachment is too much, when affection manifests in the form of attachment, too much, as a temporary solution, as a temporary, say, the means, then you try to detach yourself a little bit. But eventually, your job is not to detach, but to expand. Detach meaning shrink your compassion, shrink your affection. Don't do that. Instead of shrinking, expand it. Your love and affection towards your near and dear ones, expand it to neighbors, to all the beings. You expand it. Then your love and affection becomes so pure. Pure because it's not biased, because it expands to infinity, to everyone. So it's not biased. When it's not biased, then the pain that you feel is related to, okay, this is another cigarette. So where you have so much love and affection, then when you lose that person, the pain is felt. Acute pain is felt. Yes, it's not that easy. Theoretically, it's easy. In realistic life, it's not that easy. We require a lot of training. It's not that easy. But theoretically speaking, where there's a pain, there is some business transaction happening. selfishness is there. If the selfishness is zero, the pain will become zero. But don't think that when you feel the pain, oh, which means that it's selfishness, I'm very sad, I'm so bad. Don't think like this. Don't think like this. That selfishness is not that easy to get it off. Gross selfishness, we can easily get it off. But the subtle selfishness, even to identify that, is very difficult. So therefore, don't feel shy, don't feel bad that when I say that, okay, when there's a pain, but the mental pain, physical pain is slightly different. With the mental pain, then the a tinge of selfishness is always there. So that is one which attracts this, the pain, mental pain. So don't feel bad. Oh, I'm so bad. Don't think like this. Okay. Same, guess. How many of you had the experience of day one of your birth? Day one you're born on this planet Earth. How many of you must have gone through this process? Don't speak on behalf of others. Speak on behalf of yourself. How many of you must have gone through that process? Day one of your birth on the planet Earth. Raise hands. Okay. Online, offline. Oh, you got everyone. We all went through this. Day one we were born, just guess. I'm asking you to guess because you have not seen that. Day one you were born, how many of you must have cried? Online? Okay. Why did you cry? Did you cry because the other baby is not fed? Please feel the other baby. Or you cried out of selfishness. I am feeling old. Somebody slapped me. If you don't cry, somebody will slap you. Somebody slap you for what? To cry. To make you cry for what? So that you can breathe. You're getting it? That you can breathe, you can respirate. Okay, so for that purpose, they slap you. But when somebody slaps you, you don't think that, oh, that person slapped me for me to breathe. So they slap me, so I feel the pain. You getting it? I feel the pain. I don't want this pain. This is really true. I don't want the pain. There's an element of selfishness there. You getting it? So everybody been through this. Don't feel shy. Don't think that I'm bad. That you are bad, I'm bad. No, don't think of this. Our job is that whatever you are, identify that. Identify that. That is very important. Identify that and see that as a cause of our pain. Reduce the intensity and eventually remove it completely so that your pain will become zero. The purpose of life is not to feel guilty over having the pain, not feeling guilty over having selfishness, but to remove the selfishness, remove the pain. That is the purpose. That should be the purpose of life. So with this in mind, eventually, why I'm saying this is that when you remove the selfishness, then one way of remove the selfishness is by expanding your compassion. Selfishness means, for example, say that, oh, I love my mom. What about the other's mom? Yeah, they're very good, but I love my mother more. Why? Because she's my mother, So there's element of selfishness there. Now, if you expand your love and affection towards your neighbors, towards all the beings, instead of detachment, instead of shrinking your compassion, you keep expanding it. Then eventually it spreads to everybody. When you love everybody, your biases dissolve. You agree? The biases are one of the biases. Oh, she is my mother, you are not, right? That's a bias. When you love everybody equally, your bias dissolves. When you expand the affection to everybody, your biases dissolve. When the bias is dissolved, selfishness, it does not have any job. Selfishness, the job is about me and you. I am more important than you. Now that you love everybody, this selfishness does not have any job. So selfishness dissolves. You're getting it? When selfishness dissolves, your pain diminishes. So this is another technique by which to increase your compassion, diminish your pain. So this again another technique which is very important. Okay, so this is how I address two important questions which are related to our life, related to life skills. One, how to manage one's emotions so that one doesn't become too emotional. Number two, whether or not detachment is required when with respect to your relationship with your family members or whatever. Okay, next, I'll be on verse number 5. Okay, verse number 5. Whatsoever depends on conditions, this is devoid of intrinsic existence. Okay, now this is very important point, and we have another 16 minutes, and this very important point. If I explain this concept here, so that tomorrow things will become easier for us. Okay, okay, let me be a little quick, and I don't know why I have to repeat it over and over again. That you have Geshe there, I would suggest to take the maximum advantage of Geshe's presence here. Particularly those of you from NMC, NDC, NCC, NIC, you know the broader picture of how to relate these information, this knowledge with your real life, how to manage your life, your family members and so forth, more tactfully, more skillfully, and what are the areas to study. So on this basis, so you can suggest some topics to Geshe, and then don't just make it just for yourself. Instead, make it accessible to everybody. You advertise it. For example, many of the people who make a personal request to me to do some, they say that they can learn something from me. I said, that's very good. Let's make it public. Let's make it open to everybody. Okay, so that way, if you can, particularly those people who know what are the information that you find in Buddhist philosophical texts, which you can readily apply to your life and to the lives of your family members, your friends, and so forth, then they make the request to Geshe, and Geshe will give you a whole, 1 day, 2 day teaching, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, and that'll be very, very helpful. So that'll be wonderful. Okay, so with this in mind, number 5, it says, so whatsoever depends on conditions, that is devoid of intrinsic existence. What excellent instruction can there be more amazing than this proclamation? Okay, so this is just what I read. I have to read it once more, either now or tomorrow. The background information required for us to make things easy for tomorrow is that, by the way, this stage 1 in present dependent origination for how many days? How many days? 2 days. Okay, keep it confidential from the scholars in the Manas universities. Don't say don't tell the scholars in the Manas university we're studying emptiness. We studied emptiness, right? Okay, for how many years? Not years. For how many months? Not months. For how many weeks? No, 2 days, right? Okay, don't disclose this fact, right? People will be shocked. You're getting it? Because they study emptiness for 10 hours a day into 30, I would say minimum. Okay, 10 hours into 30 means 30 days into 12 months into 10 years. Multiply. This is how much they study emptiness. You're getting it? And we say, what? 2 days. Not even 2 days, 6 hours. 6 hours. You're getting it? Okay. So initially, when they said that we study emptiness, they will have a tremendous respect for you. And then full stop. Don't say more. Don't say more. Just let them have the respect for you. Right? Okay. So with this in mind, let me quickly touch on this area. Okay, let's say that okay, how many of you have extremely scary dreams in your life recently? Scary dreams in your life, scary dreams. Okay. How many you never had such scary dreams in life? Raise hand. No scary dreams. Interesting. Okay, I do meet with one or two once in a while. You never had dreams. No dreams. Yes, I do meet with some people who never had dreams at all. Okay, that's interesting. Yes, in fact, yes, there are cases. There are such cases. Okay. So I have to deal with you separately without dreams. Okay, these are those who had scary dreams in life. Very, very, very scary, very scary. Oh, very scary. Okay. Now, okay, let's say, okay, Mr. Cyrus, would you mind sharing with us one dream, scary dream? Okay, let me be more precise. A scary dream of ghosts chasing you.
Yes, I have had a scary dream of a gorilla. I'm fighting with a big King Kong gorilla.
Okay, so it was scary, or you win, or you won, or he won.
There was no ending.
Okay.
I'm dreading the second
Constantly.
part. The fight was going on.
Going on. Okay. Okay. Sanjuta?
I saw that I overslept, missed an exam, and I got beating.
Beating from?
Parents.
Okay, Audrey ji, very scary dream.
I dreamt of a good friend dying. And you get up in fear.
Very, very, very scary. Yes. Okay, let's say that a good friend of you dying. So you are seeing the dream. Was that a good friend of you dying, or a dream good friend of you dying? A dream friend or a friend? What is that? What is that? A dream friend or a real friend? Dream friend. So dream friend dying, why you scared? Because you thought it was a real friend. Just raise hands. Those who agree with Audrey, raise hands. Yes. Okay, now look. The point is that seeing the dream friend as a real person, seeing the dream person as a real person, is that ignorance or wisdom? That is ignorance. Seeing the dream friend dying as real friend dying is ignorance. And what is the outcome? The fear. You agree? The fear. So this fear is the outcome of this ignorance. And this ignorance, seeing the dream of the friend dying as a real friend dying, this ignorance happens in the dream or outside the dream. It happens in the dream. Okay, I identified 3 points. Number one, seeing the dream friend dying as real friend dying, this is ignorance. Number one. Number two, in terms of the result, seeing the dream friend dying as a real friend dying, outcome is the fear. This is number two. You want the fear or you don't want the fear? You don't want the fear. And this, seeing the dream friend dying, okay, seeing the dream friend dying as a real friend dying happens in the dream or outside dream? It happens in the dream. Okay, this is number three. Number four, the dream friend dying is subjective or objective? Is real or not real? Dream friend dying, is it real or not real? It's not real. It's not real. Okay, so now tell me, what is the difference between the flower? What's the difference between flower and the real flower and the imaginary flower? What's the difference? Anyone? Anyone raise hands? Shweta ji. Okay. What is the difference between real flower and the imaginary flower? You can feel the real flower and smell the real flower. The imaginary flower you cannot feel, you cannot smell. How many agree with your name? Jagriti ji. How many agree with her? Yes. Okay. The next question. Okay, no next question. Anybody else who likes to make? There are many differences, not only one or two. There are many differences over the year.
So we can actually smell it in the dream. We can actually feel it in the dream, but when you open your eyes, it's not really there. So.
Okay, lucky that I do not say dream flower. I said the real flower and the imaginary flower.
You said dream flower. So
I did not.
you did not. I'm sorry.
I'm 100% sure.
Okay, imaginary flower, of course, and it changes everything.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, the girl over there.
The imaginary flower, you can make it into anything. It can be a magical flower. It can do so much, whatever you want. The real one will have its own nature.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. And the gentleman next to there, next to Ilango. Yes.
The real flower which we see, it is an objective matter, and the imaginary flower, it is a subjective matter.
Those people who laugh, or the others, you must be wondering why they're laughing, because they know something. What do you know? That he is from NMC. You're getting it? None of the master's goals. You're getting it? Okay. Okay. Your name? Sushil Kumar ji. Okay. So this is benefit, NMC. You're getting it? So join NMC. Okay, Sushil ji, thank you so much. So what Sushil ji said is that the dream flower, that, oh no, you're right. Okay, the real flower exists objectively from the object, and an imagined flower is purely coming from your mind, which is subjectively. Okay, how many agree with Sushil Kumarji? Raise hands. How many agree? We all agree. Good. Okay, next. My question is, you tell me whether objective or subjective. Dream, subjective, objective. Louder. Very good. Echo, subjective, objective. Echo, subjective, objective. Okay. Mirage, objective, subjective. Okay, so the reason those who say subjective. Mirage, subjective. Mirage, objective. Okay. Driving lane, driving or traffic rules, subjective, objective. Traffic rules, subjective, objective. Objective. Okay, so traffic rules applies the same traffic rules as everywhere. Okay, so okay, once more, traffic rules, subjective, objective. Hey, Prera, what happened? You switch very easily.
The rules are objective, application is subjective.
Okay, traffic rules is objective, and the application traffic rules is subjective. Okay. Okay, I agree with you. That's good. But don't trust my face. Don't trust my I agree with you. You're getting it? Okay, maybe. Okay, next. Rainbow, subjective, objective. Okay, rainbow. Okay, how many of you would say rainbow subjective, raise hands? By the way, in Mumbai, do you have rainbows? Are you sure? Okay, the girl there who never had dream. Have you seen the rainbow? Oh, that I'm glad. Okay, you have seen rainbow. Good. Okay, let's say rainbow subjective, objective. Okay, raise hands those who say objective. Raise hands. Almost a half of you. Rainbow subjective. Raise hands. Oh, it's half. I can see that. You know why? So there are things from, let's say, from 0 to 10. So some are very close to 0, some are very close to 10, some are some way in between. Then confusion happens. So then the divergence in the thoughts becomes like half. Okay. So rainbow is subject, some say subjective, some say objective. Dream, subjective, objective. The girl over there. Dream, subjective. Oh no, you have no idea. Mirage, the girl over there. Mirage, the girl there. Yes, the girl who did not have a dream. Okay, you have the dream. Scary dreams also, but you don't remember. Okay, I'm glad. Some people, they never, literally, they did not have a dream at all in their life. Okay, good. So today what we learned is that, okay, the mug that I have is a chocolate mug made of chocolate, subjective, objective, chocolate mug. The chocolate mug in my hand, subjective, objective. Subjective. Why subjective? It's purely my belief. It's not really there. So it's purely subjective. Okay, now let's say that okay, with this, they say, so what we made 3 important statements. One, what we said is that, say, seeing the dream ghost as the real ghost. This is ignorance or wisdom. Ignorance, number 1, this is what we learned. Number 2, outcome of this ignorance is fear. Yes, this is number 2. And this ignorance happens in the dream or outside the dream? In the dream, number 3. You getting it? Number 3, don't forget it. So ignorance giving rise to the miseries and fear, which happens while in the dream. You getting it? Now, the dream goes as a dream ghost, empty of being a real ghost. Let me repeat it. Dream goes as empty of being real ghost. Seeing the dream ghost as empty of being a real ghost. Is it ignorance or wisdom? It's a wisdom. And what's the outcome? Outcome is that the fear dissolves. And when does it happen? Seeing the dream ghost as empty of being a real ghost. It happens in the dream or outside dream? It happens outside the dream. So how to get out of the dream? Wake up. Wake up. So therefore, the Buddha is revered as the fully awakened one. So it's not that, oh, Buddha, you are very special. You are the awakened one. We are always in sleep. No. Each one of us, we too can be awakened. You're getting it? So the Buddha, you are a role model for us, that to teach us that we also have the capacity to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. So because of this, that the Buddha taught that not only dream goes is empty of being real. Everything is like a dream. Not only dream goes is dream. Everything is like a dream, not dream. Everything's like a dream. Like a dream meaning, just as a dream is subjective, everything is subjective. You're getting it? That, okay, when it says subjective, it means what? Empty of objective existence. Okay, so the Buddha taught everything is empty of objective reality. Everything is subjective, and nothing exists objectively. So if you discover that you discover the dream ghost as empty of objective reality, you're freed from the fear of the dream ghost. Likewise, you discover that everything is empty of objective reality, you're freed from all the fears of real life, samsaric life. So this is how to make this the fear zero, by knowing everything is subjectively real, that nothing exists objectively. Okay, this is the one thing that we need to learn. And this is the basic information that we require for tomorrow. Yes.
So even though
Mike.
Even though in our mind we know that the dream is not real, we wake up, we know that the dream is not real, it's over. But in the morning, sometimes the feeling of that emotion, whatever it may be, fear or maybe even sadness, it carries through the day with you. Does that mean that ignorance, you're not able to break the wheel of ignorance? Is that what it means?
Okay, India Shi. Welcome, India Shi. What a joy. My long, many years friend. Thank you so much, India Shi. Such a great joy to meet you once more. Okay, so the question is a very pertinent question. The question is that, say you have in the dream, you saw a dream ghost as real ghost, and the fear rises. Then in the dream, what do? Most likely, what do you do in the dream? You, wow, that's amazing. If you have any such problem, go to Shweta, go to her counseling. She'll say, hey, wake up. Right. Okay. So most likely, what do you do in the dream? When the dream ghost comes to chase you, what do? You run for your life. You're getting it? You run your full life. Okay, now your name again, your name?
Jagruti.
Jagruti is, my question to Jagruti, say you dreamt of a dream ghost chasing you. And then you wake up. You wake up, and then in the dream, you start to run. Hey, listen. You start running. When you wake up, you continue to run or you don't run? Be very honest. You will not run. You getting it? So this is a difference. This is a benefit that you will not run. Knowing that not only intellectually, experientially, you know that it's not real. So therefore you will stop running. But the fear can continue. It's not the fear. It's a remnant of the fear. Memory of the fear is still there. That memory makes you unpleasant. This memory, as long as the memory lingers, the unease of the fear continues to linger. Okay, good. So with this in mind, what we learned is that these three important points. One, seeing the dream ghost as a real is ignorance. In other words, seeing the dream ghost as objectively real as ignorance. And what is the outcome of this ignorance? Fear. And when does it happen? In the dream. Okay. Now, seeing the dream ghost as empty of objective reality, or seeing the dream ghost as a dream ghost, is the ignorance of wisdom. It's a wisdom. And what's the outcome of that? Your fears dissolve. When does it happen? In the dream, outside dream? Outside dream. So if you don't want to have the fear, come out of the dream. How to come out of the dream? Wake up. So these are the three facts that we have to learn. And tomorrow, these three information must be very clear in your mind. So having said this, the next thing is we talk about emptiness, because that is usually says that don't teach emptiness to people who are not ready. You know why it is said? Because that anybody, why this is said? Don't teach emptiness to people who are not ready. Why is it that said? Anyone guess? Yes, because the person can fall into nihilism. Emptiness, it doesn't mean nihilism. But if you teach to the wrong person, it can make the person slide into nihilism. With nihilism, instead of benefit, it can harm us. So therefore, it is advised, don't teach emptiness to people who are not ready. But who's ready, who's not ready? This next question, right? Even those who are not ready, we can make it ready. So how to make it ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to make yourself ready? But don't say yes. This is not ready. Yes, I'm ready, which means you're not ready. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, how many are ready? Huh? Say it again. Don't just say yes. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready to be ready. Ready, good. Okay, so what is that readiness that we should be prepared for? So that is the first. To learn about emptiness, you should pass the two gates. If you cannot pass the two gates, you're not ready. Even though you may say, I'm ready, you're not ready. Right? What are the two gates? What's your question? What are the two gates? The first gate is, do things exist? Do things exist? This is question, the first gate. Answer is, hey, do things exist? Are you in Mumbai? Oh no, it's subjective, right? It's like dream. Or yes, I'm in Mumbai. Tell me. Yes. So do things exist? What's the answer? Yes, everything exists. Only if you say yes to the first question, you pass the first gate. You pass through the first gate. Now you are to the second gate. So the second gate is, do things exist objectively? Do things exist objectively? What is the answer? No. If you say yes, again, you cannot go through the second gate. If you say
Hello, Gisela. I think we lost when Gisela. Hey, can lupsan la. Can lupsan la the peche on the Gisela dada chin.
okay. Okay. Okay, now what we are saying is that we pass through the two gates. Once you pass through the two gates, you are ready. You're ready to listen to emptiness. And if ever in your life, when you study emptiness, when you think about emptiness, you hear about emptiness, and somehow you get a feeling that, okay, it's saying that nothing exists. If these thoughts come, don't be scared. Just remember the two gates. When you say, oh, everything's just coming from my mind, nothing exists, when that comes, a tinge of fear comes, then think of the two gates. What's the first gate? Do things exist? What's the answer? Yes. So the fear is because in your mind, at the back of your mind, there's a feeling that, okay, emptiness means nothingness. So that gives you the fear. So this will be overcome by understanding that and declaring the first gate, which says that everything exists. Everything exists. Okay. Then second gate, what's second gate? Do things exist objectively? The answer is no, that is emptiness. Where you accept things to exist, but not objectively, that is emptiness. Whereas you see, oh, nothing exists objectively, nothing exists. This is nihilism. This is not emptiness. Okay, this is what we need to remember. Having said this, the next thing which is very important is, okay, for those from the Nanda studies, this is like a revision for us. And for those of us who are hearing this for the first time, this is very important. Without this information, then our understanding of emptiness is going to be very shallow. So for that, what we need to learn is emptiness equals dependent origination. And dependent origination equals the middle way. If I tell you A equals B, B equals C, what do you tell me? A equals C. Very good. Likewise, I said emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals the middle way. Therefore, emptiness equals the middle way. Very good. So middle way means not nihilism, not absolutism. Okay. So we have to validate, we have to evaluate that the statements that we made is correct. The first statement that I made is that emptiness equals dependent origination. How do you know that? The next, dependent origination equals the middle way. How do you know that? So you have to know the reasons behind that. First, how is it that emptiness equals dependent origination? How do you know that? So for that, we need to know 5 points. Number one, emptiness. Number one, emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Let me repeat it. Number one, emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number three, emptiness of independent existence means there's nothing existing independently. Number three, nothing exists independently. Number four, nothing exists independently means everything exists by dependence. If everything exists by dependence, everything is dependently originated. Okay, now let me repeat it once more. First is emptiness. Now, number two, emptiness is short form of emptiness of independent existence. Okay, so let me ask you the question that recently when I went to Arunachal, on the way, I always see bro. Bro means brother. And why not sister? Only bro. I was confused. Why everywhere it's just bro, with the big letters. Not just very casually done, professionally done. Bro. I was confused. This is male chauvinism. Bro, brother all the time. No sister. So I was confused. So what is that? Anybody who went to Arunachal so that you can help me? Okay.
I've been to Ladakh, not Arunachal, but there also we find PRO, which is border road organization.
Ah, okay. So bro is not the brother. It's a short form of Border Road Organization. You're getting it? So emptiness is not an empty and empty. It's a short form of emptiness of independent existence. You're getting it? So emptiness doesn't mean just empty, empty. It is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Like bro, B-R-O. It doesn't mean brother. It means Border Road Organization. You're getting it? Okay, likewise, emptiness doesn't mean empty. It means empty of independent existence. Okay, number one, emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number three, emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Number three, nothing exists independently means everything exists by dependence. Very good. Everything is by dependence means everything is dependently originated. Very good. So from these 5 points, we deduce that emptiness is not nothingness. Emptiness is dependent origination. This first job statement is proven. The second statement, what's the second statement? Dependent origination means the middle way. Okay. How do you know that? Dependent origination means the middle way. Dependent origination has two sides, dependence and origination. Two. When you say dependent, what's the opposite of dependence? Independence. When you say dependence, it rejects independence. It rejects independence. So independence and absolute, they mean the same. Absolute existence, independent existence. Yes. So these two mean the same. So when you say dependent, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. The next is origination. When you say origination, something comes to origination, something comes to the existence. What is the opposite of existence? Non-existence or nihilism. When you say origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. So, dependence, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. Origination, by origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. Bringing the two together rejects the two extremes. Rejecting the two extremes is following the middle way. Therefore, dependent origination equals the middle way. So now what is your final thesis? Therefore, emptiness is the middle way. It is not nihilism. You're getting it? This is extremely important thing for us to know. So before we wind up, before I entertain some questions from the audience, let me finally make my final remark for today to prepare us for tomorrow's class, because tomorrow's class is going to be a little technical. And we have, say, till verse number 36. Till verse number 36, 38, we have to struggle. You're getting it? We have to struggle. Then 38, like 10 below, although there's more verses left, but they're easy. Till 38, 34, it involves a lot of technicalities we should pull through. Okay, so now dependent origination. To understand dependent origin is extremely precious. It can make a life so easy and beautiful, very compassionate, and one with a deep understanding of others' problems, understanding dependent origination. For this reason, the Buddha, in his text, the Buddha at one point, one morning, the Buddha was passing by a rice field. And the Buddha stopped there and pointed to the rice seedling. And Buddha taught, hey, the monks, pointing at these who dependent origination will see the dharma. Whoever sees the dharma will see the Buddha. So when the Buddha said, we'll see the Buddha, means means awakening. you will be awakened. Then your true nature of the fearlessness and infinite happiness will be manifested, and you become fearless, and you experience infinite happiness. This is the meaning of the Buddha. So the Buddha said, whosoever sees dependent origination will see the dharma. Whosoever sees the dharma will see the Buddha. Then the Buddha added that because this exists, that exists. Because this is produced, that is produced. Because of ignorance, the karma comes into existence, because of which the consciousness comes into existence, and so forth, till number 11 and 12. 11, birth, number 12, aging and death arise. And the Buddha added, when the ignorance stops, the karma stops, because of which the consciousness stops, because of which the name and form stops, because of which the context stops, sense consciousness stops, because of which the context stops, because of which the feeling stops, then grasping stops, then the craving stops, then the grasping stops, then becoming stops, then birth stops, then aging and death stops. Okay, NMC people, they are sweating a little bit. I can see that. Okay, this is a test, right? I'm glad that the Mumbai girl comes in. You passed. Okay, Mumbai is not comes in. It's a monastery, big monastery under Geshe. Okay, so otherwise we have some from the Pune comes in, presents. From Pune comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from Goa comes in only one guy, a professor came. Okay. Any other from other comes in? No? Okay, good. So with this, then same dependent origination. This is something which is so precious, understanding which will make our life so easy, beautiful, your compassion increases, and your unease dissolves. Okay, so to understand this dependent origination, we need to understand His Holiness the Dalai Lama classifies dependent origination on 3 levels. So we need to know the 3 levels of dependent origination. 1. What is the 1? So now, dependent origination of the results dependence on the causes, or causal dependent origination, number 1. Number 2, anyone from online? Anyone from online? Anyone from online? No. Okay, we have Yuan Ma. Unmute. Unmute.
Depending on parts.
Yes. Say it again, Yuan Ma.
Dependent on parts.
Okay, dependent origination of the whole's dependence on parts, number 2. And I'll explain each one of them. Then number 3. Anyone from offline? Maybe Ling yourself.
Dependent origination, depending on the terms. Label.
Very good. Okay. The Ling was not expecting. So his job is to look for a person. Suddenly his name come out. Suddenly, okay. So concept is there. The terminology got a little confused. Anyone? Okay, Sharmila ji. Dependent origination depends on mere mental designation. Illegal, right? Okay. So what Illegal said is correct, only is a little disoriented. Okay. So what is that? Dependent origination of depends on the mere mental destination 3. Now, okay, Tashila, give me 1 flower. If possible. Okay, so let's say we talk about the three kinds of dependent origination. The first one, dependent origination of the results, dependence on the causes, number one. Number two, dependent origination of the wholes, whole meaning whole, complete. Wholes dependence on the parts, number two. Number three, dependent origination of dependence on mere mental designation. Okay, so we see, let's apply these three levels. Let's try to understand these three levels of dependent origination with respect to one object, the flower. So this flower, how many agree with me that this flower came into existence by dependence on its earlier causes and conditions? Raise hands. If you agree, raise hands. Online, offline? Okay, very good. So this is known as, this flower fulfills the first level of dependent origination, that it comes into being by dependence on the earlier causes and conditions, causal dependent origin. The flower, as a result, comes into being by dependence on its causes, number one. Number two, this flower is nothing but made of cells, multiple cells. How many agree with me, raise hands? And these cells are made up of the components such as chromosomes, the nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane. In a sense, offline, online, very good. Okay, now these, let's say the nucleus is made of chromosomes, presents, and chromosomes are made of DNA molecules, and DNA molecules are made of electrons, protons, neutrons. Well, let's stop there. We can go further. Let's stop there. Now, say in short, we see that this flower is a whole, is the one unit as a flower, as one whole, which comes into existence by dependence on multiple parts, such as the electrons, protons, neutrons, cells, the nucleus, and so forth. These parts depend on these, then the flower as a whole comes into existence. How many agree with me, raise hands? Offline, online. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, which means that this flower fulfills the second level of dependent origination also. Now, the third one is little complicated. Okay, how beautiful is this flower? Offline participants? How beautiful? Beautiful, not beautiful? Beautiful, raise hands. Okay, most of you feel it. And online participants, beautiful, not beautiful? Beautiful, raise hands. Okay, this is Omale, beautiful, not beautiful? This is Omale. Okay, she's meditated on emptiness already. Right. Okay, so yes, it's beautiful. Now, if you go on the atomic level, then you only see the pool of atoms. You don't see the flower on that level. On that level, you don't see the flower. You just see the pool of atoms. Now, which of the atoms is beautiful? Anyone? Atoms are neutral. They're not beautiful. They're not the unattractive also. They're very neutral. Whereas on the chromosome level, if you really see the chromosome under electron microscope, it's very repulsive to look at, because it is like the striped, brownish striped, like the snake structure. This is how the chromosomes look under the microscope, electron microscope. It's very repulsive. A tinge of fear or uneasiness will be triggered. As a flower, it gives a pleasant feeling. As chromosomes, it gives an unpleasant feeling. As electrons, protons, neutrons, it gives a neutral feeling. Same object, perceived in three different ways, three different emotional states are given rise to. Attachment, seeing the pleasantness of the flower. Aversion, seeing the unpleasantness of the flower. Neutral, by seeing the neutral aspect of the electrons, protons, neutrons. Okay, so here, now my next question to all of you, think of it very seriously. Before we stop here, think of it very seriously. My question to you is, say, okay, first you look at it, you see it's a flower. Now you shift your perspective from seeing this as a flower from distance through electron microscope. Atoms. Where's the flower? Earlier you saw a flower. Where was this flower? Okay, so first we got through naked eyes. What do you see? We see a flower. Where does the flower appear? Objectively or subjectively? Objectively, from the object. From the object. Now you go to on the elementary particle level, on the level of the elementary particle, which means electrons, protons, neutrons. On that level, the flower disappears. Where's the flower? It's not there. But tell me, where was that flower which you earlier saw as objectively real? Where is that flower? This is my question. Anyone? Anyone? Offline? Where was this flower which you earlier saw as a flower, objectively there from the object? Where is that flower? Huh? Or you are not seeing it? Or you are...
I was still there, but the lens has changed.
How do you know that this flower is there? So how do you know that the mug is in my hand? I can see that. Okay, say the proof is that I can see this. You're getting it? I can see this. So this is a proof. But when I say that use an electron microscope, what do you see? You see just a pool of atoms. Where's the flower which you earlier saw? From the object, if it's there, it should be visible. From the object, there's nothing as a flower visible. Where's the memory? Memory is here in my hand or in your mind? So the flower is in your mind. So we go for the flower, I go to your memory. Oh, so next time you always come with me. Whenever I need a flower, I'll tell you it's a memory. Right? Okay, whenever I need money, I will ask her, here's the memory of the money. So your husband, oh, child is in the memory. Why did you go to school? You should come here to take from your memory. Okay, look, this is the practical divergence between the philosophy and the practical life. Practical life, your husband went to get the pesticide, not from your memory, from the school. You're getting it? So where is that? Where is that flower? It's not from the memory. Tell me, where is that flower? Which you earlier saw, but now you see a pool of atoms. Where is that flower? What happened?
I think this is a question of quantum that would flow, so the power image disappears.
Okay, so the
if you,
OD,
if you
your name,
if you're out, if
your
you're
name,
distance little bit far forward, so again the flower image will back to you.
okay, what's your name?
Outer.
Aldra says that it is, what did you use?
And then I think it's a question of point of view.
Point of view, point of view.
What point of
Okay,
view?
good. What Audrey is saying is that it's a point of view. What Gena is saying is a lens. Depends on which lens you use, concave, convex. Right? Which lens you use. Okay. How many agree with two of them? Raise hands. Online, offline. How many agree with two of them? Okay. Okay, good. So now let us say the lens or the point of view or the lens, is that subjective? Is it objective or the subjective? Don't forget it. You're getting it? Subjective. So the flower that you earlier saw as objective real is not objective. It's point of view. Point of view is purely subjective. Lens is purely subjective. It's empty of objective reality. You're getting it? From the object, it's not there. But look at it again. How does it appear? Objective or subjective? As objective. You're getting it? That is deception. You, on the one hand, you say so this point of view is the lens. Lens is here, not there. Point of view is here, it's not there, which means it's subjective. But when you look at it, you see it appears as objectively real. That is the contradiction. You're getting it? And this contemplation, if it gives you a little bit of uneasiness in your mind, uneasiness is something which I cannot resolve. Uneasiness, and for some people, it can give up, say, 1 out of, don't worry too much, 1 out of 100,000 people you can have excessive fear and big disturbance. One out of 100,000 people. So if you belong to this category, you're a very lucky person. Only lucky person out of 100,000 people. But if it does happen, don't say like this. You have to discuss with somebody who is well versed in emptiness. You getting it? Whereas for the majority of us, a tinge of uneasiness may come to us. Little uneasiness, yes, that's true. Where's the flower? If I say see here, there's a problem because people are looking in the air. Nobody's looking at my, eyes or my mind or my brain, but we are looking at the air. To say it's there is not there. It's point of view. Point of view is purely subjective. Lens is purely subjective. So a little uneasiness comes. You are very, very fortunate. If the uneasiness does not come, don't worry. It doesn't mean that you are unfortunate. It doesn't mean that. You can make yourself fortunate by studying more, contemplating more. This will help us. So the question is, from this, what we learn is that what we see as a flower is a point of view. You're getting it? When you go closer, the flower disappears. From distance, the flower appears. Now, the technical term that you're going to learn before we close this session is that the mind, the point of view, which Gela is saying, so that is the subjective. Subjective, the subject. So that subject, we see the point of view which depends on which you see the flower. That point of view, what Oti is saying as point of view, Gela is saying is a lens that is known as conventional analysis. So the flower makes sense from the point of view of the conventional analysis. Whereas the mind which goes closer towards the object, where the flower disappears, that point of view is known as the point of view of the ultimate analysis. So the same object can be seen by two different analysis, two different minds, depending on which analysis you employ. Close by is known as ultimate analysis, and from the distance is known as conventional analysis. So the flower makes sense as the flower through conventional analysis. It does not make sense as a flower from the point of view of the ultimate analysis. You're getting it? So we are introduced to a very important concept known as ultimate analysis and conventional analysis. Okay, we'll stop here, and I'd like to invite one or two questions. One or two questions. One or two burning questions. Okay, if not, you can ask tomorrow. Okay, so for information that the today is just today there's no point. Today at 6 o'clock we have a class, but that is good. It's a class on emptiness, but in Tibetan language, not in English. So there's no point in coming unless you are learning Tibetan language and you want to hear what the Tibetan language sounds like. So you're welcome. Otherwise, tomorrow, yes, we have one class in the evening at 6 o'clock. And I would say is tomorrow is what? Tomorrow evening is NMC. Tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock is NMC 2. So those of you from NMC 2 and even otherwise as well, even those who are not from NMC studies, if you want to join, feel free to join. But I would suggest that you give your names to Mrinalini or Gishela or somebody. You give your name to them so that we'll know how many you are joining. And then accordingly, we will organize the teaching. Because if the numbers is more than like 4 or 5, then we'll organize it somewhere or here or wherever possible. And if the number is less, then we'll do it in my room, which can give space for like just 2 or 3 people. Yes. Okay. So if no question, then we will wind up with the quick end dedication prayer. I will say the prayer in Tibetan and okay. Okay, so we'll recite the Heart Sutra mantra and followed by Mridanaji reading the end darshan prayer. Teyato Om Gati Gati Aragati Arasam Gati Bodhisvatyata Om Gati Gati Aragati Arasam Gati Bodhisvatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Arasam Gati Bodhisvaha.
Thank you so much, Geshe. From I can just say that these teachings, if you look at your emotions from this lens, it has helped me. From the time I have met Geshe, there is so much of help in this stuff. Okay, let's join for dedication prayer from Shantideva's way of Bodhisattva. May all beings everywhere plagued by suffering of body and mind obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or even fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvest. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Thank you once again, and I will invite Ilangola to give. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'll just take a moment to give a vote of thanks. And I speak on behalf of everybody. We are extremely grateful to have Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdul, who is the director of Tibet House, who has come and spent 2 days with us to give us teachings. We know he is very busy, yet he is spending 2 days with us. And I've seen that quite a few people have met him for the first time. So I'm very happy that more people are able to listen to his teachings. And quite a few of us are like his long-term students. Okay, so we've been studying with him for a while. So our commitment is there, but our energy level is not always the same. But when he comes and teaches in person, we get to see him in person, we get energized and go back. And even if our energies were flagging, we're able to pick up the pace again and study. Secondly, I would like to thank Venerable Geshe Lobsang Tenzin, who is the founding director of Menlhai Jamtse. He's been inviting Geshe Dorji Damdul for the last 4 years now. Of course, and he's doing many other things. In the city life, we are like always busy, whether it is fashionably busy or really bogged down in things. It's very difficult. But what I have observed is his strong silence presence acts like an anchor for us to continue studying and practicing dharma. So I'm really grateful. You don't hear him speak a lot, but he works very hard. And his attention to detail is so amazing. Like I've been interacting with him for a while, so now I can tell that he sees everything. He does so much preparation for each one of us. Even though he might not have spoken to individually, he takes care of each one of us. And we are really blessed to have him here. Thank you, Menlhai, for comparing today's session in a smooth way, so ensuring that everything is happening on time. Thank you, Sanjukta, for giving a nice introduction for this 2-day engagement. And thank you, everyone. from in this city of calm, you have decided that I'm going to attend this teaching, you're going to spend 2 days with us. And I think that's a good thing. And I expect that you in turn will go and share with others also. Yeah. And tomorrow, please ensure that you come before 10 o'clock so that we can start exactly on time. And one more announcement. The next, if you're wondering what else is going to come up, there is on the board we have put up, there is the next teaching on 16th November. Venerable Professor Kaveri Gilla is coming. So make a note of it. This announcement will come on the group also. Yeah. So tomorrow, please be on time. Thank you so much.
That is end of session. Thank you so much. All those who want to donate to the center, you can go to the website and see. And we also have a scan code. We'll put it on. Thank you. Tibet House website, we all know, tibethouse.in. Yeah, to see the process.